Hi everyone, and welcome to our next video. And in this lesson we're going to talk about backgrounds. Now in CSS you got different background properties. So for instance, I'm just going to let's do another div just in here. Keep it like that. So the different background properties that we have. So we're going to class 1. So let's use 1 and give it also the div. Now what we have is we got background color. So that's one of the properties that we have, kind of self-explanatory. The next one that we have is called background image. Right. So that is also self-explanatory. The next one that we have, it's actually, if we can call it, it's a mixture between these two, but not really. It's actually background color, but if we can just say background, and then we type in linear gradient. Now this gives it kind of a linear gradient background. Let's say we move from let's say black to a different color. Okay, so you can kind of have a linear background. But before we do that, so this is the ones that we're going to be discussing in this lesson: the background color, background image, and background, the linear color. Okay, so let's start with the background color. So obviously this one is self-explanatory. So in this one, let me just add a paragraph tag in here and just add some text. Let's say, no, not so many, 100. Right. So we're going to give it a background color of gray. So let me just quickly give it a background color of gray. Yeah, let's go for dark gray. So let's see how this looks like. Now, as you can see in our browser, you can see we have our background color of gray, dark gray, right at the back. So as you can see, if we go make this a little bit bigger, in that section in the div, you will see this is our background color right there. I think I'm just going to add some padding. Let's say 2 rem right around, just to kind of give it a little bit spacing. So let's do that in CSS. Right, in CSS, we're going to add the padding of 2 rem. Right. So this is kind of the thing that we're doing. So we add the background color, and obviously you can decide whatever background color you want to add as well. But the next thing that you can add, you can instead of typing background color, you can actually even say background. Let me just comment this out. Hashtag 333. You can even type it like this. So just to show you. Right, as you can see, it didn't change at all because we comment that one out, so it means it's not working, and you can see the background still the same. But for ease of use, to make just if you do a background color, just type in background color. Okay, but the short end is just to kind of keep it background. Now the next one we're going to add is a background image. So let's quickly see how that looks like. Right, so for our body part right here, so we can just add a background image. So here, what you will need for a background image, you need to type in URL, and then you're going to type in // That means, what this means is actually going, the one dot is going out of this folder. So in our CSS, we're going out, then we're going out one more, then we're going to type in image. Go to this. Right, so we're going to do this. So we're going out of that folder. So basically we're in this one here, And the double point means getting out to the root. Then we're just going to do img for that image folder right there, and then we're going to put our banner. So the background image will be that. So let's see how that looks like. Now, as you can see, we have a background image, but we cannot fully see the background. We just see the part of the background right there. And there's a reason for that. So quickly go back to VS Code and we can add some styling. So as you can see right here, actually let's do it right here in our console so that you can actually see it in real time in our DevTools. Right, so let's quickly do it in here. So if I hover over this part, let me just do this. If I hover here, this is what the image actually looks like. But as you can see right here, we only see the top part of the image. Right. So in order to see the bottom part of the image, we can actually change that. So let's quickly do that. Right. So what we can do is we can just change it to background position. So as you can see, it's now at the top part, the top corner, left corner right there. So what we can do is we can say left and bottom. So basically what happens now is the image, as you can see right here, we have the bottom left side of the image in there. But obviously you don't want to do this, but I'm just quickly showing the positioning of your, and you also can do it like right, bottom. So basically the right bottom side of the image is what we're seeing right now. Right. And you can also have it top, right, and top as well. Okay. So now we're seeing the right top of the image. Okay, let's refresh that quickly, but that's not what we want it to look like. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do background size. Okay, so this tells us what size we want the background to be. For us, we're just going to say contain and go out. As you can see, let me make this a little bit smaller. As you can see, it contained the image into this little sections right there. But now, as you can see, it's repeating the image. 1, 2, it's repeating this way and repeating on the next part as well until it fills up the window. Now let's say we don't want that to happen. So what we can do is we can go with background repeat, and then we can say no repeat. Now just see what happens. Now, all of a sudden it kind of just keep that one image in that little block right there. But let's say we don't want it to be just in this little part right here. We want it actually to fill up the window. Now, in order to do that, what we can do is instead of contain, we say cover. Now, what cover does, it actually fills up the whole space of that window. So if we go to 100%, see, it filled the whole space of that window. So it's basically covering the space of that window. Okay, so very, very useful to know. So you got your background size, you got your background repeat, and you got your URL as well. Now there is a shorthand to do this, but it's kind of very useful to know what everything does. So let's just explore this a bit. Instead of contain, we're going to say, just refresh it quickly. So we can go back to the original. Set background, type in background size. And then we want to unset. Let's see. This. Set. So now we have contain on 200%. Okay, so that's good. 220, 17 bit. Let's keep it at that, and then we're going to say background position repeat. We want to say no. Nope, no repeat. And background position, we want to say, come on, bottom. Let's say bottom. Then we can put this one on cover. All right. So if we look at the image again, kind of pulls it from the bottom part right there. Okay, so we can leave this. It's covered right there. All right. So let's quickly add these properties to CSS. So that makes the DevTools quite handy. So you can kind of see what you're going to do. So we can do background image. We already have that background size. We're going to set it to cover. And then background. Just doing this so that you guys can see it. Background repeat. We can say no repeat. Okay. That's it. Now there's a shorthand to do this all in one line. Let's show you how to do that. So instead of background image, we can just do this background. Okay, so let's just do this. We have a background color, and then we have the background. Just kind of want to put everything quickly in. Background position, right bottom. Now, in order to shorthand this, what you can do is you can do no repeat, right bottom. Okay, so then you can actually remove this part right there, and then you can have everything in one line like this. Just kind of the shorthand to do it. Right. Let's move on to our next background property. So let's just do this and add this quickly, and then we're going to add linear gradient. So let's do this. Right. Let me just quickly paste this in for you guys. The first property that you have is the direction, color 1, color 2, and obviously color 3. Depends on how many colors you have. So let's quickly do the direction first. Okay, for us, we're going to do is to the right, add our color, add up this color there. Let's just change it greenish. Just wanted to stand it out. Then we change to second color, hashtag, change it to, I don't know, that color would do. I don't know if it looks pretty. So let's quickly see how this looks like in our browser. Now, as you can see, we have our background color to our right, from the green to the red. And we can also obviously change this as well. All right, the next one, let's just quickly change it. We had it to the right. We can also do it to the left. Bottom. So as you can see, it changes there to the bottom. Top. See from green to there to the top. Or you can work it in degrees. Let's start with a small one, 20 DEG. So 20 degrees. Change it to 180, 90, 140. Can even do 45. Right, so the linear background, you can kind of do like the different background colors as well. See, we add another color, like not ice blue, dark color. Stand on quickly. So add the different color. As you can see right there in the corner, we have our black right there. So as you can see, we have a 45-degree right there. So it's how we do with linear backgrounds. So that brings us to an end of the background. You know what? There's something else I need to show you. Just one last thing. I just kind of don't want the videos to be too long. So one last thing about backgrounds. Let's quickly show you. That property is called background attachment. So background attachment, so what we can have, you have the fixed property. So it means the image will basically stay still. So let's quickly see how this looks like. As you can see, let me just this up a bit. As you can see, the background image will just basically be fixed in the same position. And the other properties that you have is you've got obviously your fixed, local, initial, inherit, scroll, and unset. Okay. So there's kind of the other properties that you have. Just quickly wanted to show you that as well. If you like the video, please give it a like. If you dislike it, dislike it. If you have any constructive feedback, just give it to us in the comment section, and yes, we can carry on from there. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.